Hello, bruv. I know it's been a long time, bruv, but here I'm back. I bought this book because this new old lizard bitch had a mylar jacket on this thing. Otherwise, this thing can go right in the fucking trash. How about The Weather, brother? By Robert Moore Fisher. How about that weather, brother? Look at the weather, bruv. Remember that weather, bruv? When the witch was supposed to save the day? She didn't do shit. Robert Moore Fisher. If you are interested in the weather, want to know more about it, this book will get you started in the right direction. First edition, 1951, bruv. A Place Apart, the Bay Cliff story. I thought it was about Bay City, but now I read it, it says Bay Cliff. What the fuck is Bay Cliff, bruv? Motherfucking Bay Cliff. Now this is completely unexpected, bruv. It's still Marquette. So it's still a Michigan book, bruv. I would have got it anyway. Elba Morse and I were employed by the Children's Fund of Michigan. During the time of the Great Depression, our paths crossed frequently. She was superintendent of the Northern Michigan Children's Clinic at Marquette. I was the public health physician, spending 3 to 4 months at a time examining and immunizing children. In well baby clinics. What is a well baby? Is it babies that came from wells, bruv? In rural schools of the Upper Peninsula, parents were always present at these clinics so that I could discuss the results of the examinations. Well, that makes me feel better, bruv. That it's from a Michigan. From a Michigan? It's from a Michigan, bruv. Clipper ships. Bruvs. I don't know if I did do that. I don't think I did. Everything that you already know about your own racism and what you can do better, white women. The audacity of a motherfucker to tell somebody everything you already know about your racism, bruv. Or in this case, love. Central Park Karen, Rachel Hollis, the latest white lady caught on camera berating a black or brown person. You love to point to these women and talk about how horribly, terribly racist they are. But the truth is that all white women are racist, bruv. Yes, even you, bruv. Sorry, did that hurt your feelings? Was that not nice? As the founders of Rice to Dinner, bruv, an organization that facilitates conversations between white women about white supremacy. Listen, bruv, you're a piece of shit. Pass the steak. Stack the mashed potatoes and then pass them, you racist whore. In this book, we ask how has being nice helped black women, indigenous women, and other women of color, bruv. How has being nice helped you in your quest to end sexism? Has being nice earned you economic parity with white men? Beginning with freeing white women from their oppressive need to be nice, we deconstruct. Now that's a laugh a minute, bruv. Where are they buried, bruv? How did they die? Revised and updated. Let's see who we can find. Now, hopefully it's a white woman that's dead, bruv. John Cazal. I don't know who he is. There's Johnny Carson, but I'm not looking him up. Louisa May Alcott. How did she die, bruv? She began writing a series of popular melodramatic short stories under the pseudonym A.M. Barnard in the late 1840s, but the turning point of her career came with this publication of Little Women. See, she's a white woman. After spending the last decades of her life working for women's suffrage, Louisa May died at 55 of the long-term effects of mercury in her system. At the time, mercury was a common treatment for the effects of typhoid fever, to which she had been exposed as a child. So where the fuck is she buried? Author's Ridge. There you go. Look at the house, bruv. The reign of King Henry VI. Magisterial. Henry VI is the youngest monarch ever to have ascended to the English throne, and the only English king to have been acknowledged by the French as rightfully King of France. His reign was the third longest since the Norman conquest, and he came close to being declared a saint. Speaking of saints, bruv, I wonder what I did with that book. I'm pretty sure I threw it somewhere. Oh, I did, bruv. No, we don't give a shit about this guy. So yesterday I was at a estate sale for the third day in a row, and this is all the shit I've purchased there. Tons of stuff. I guess I should include this book in the mix, then I will. I mean, this is technically a book too, but called a pamphlet. This is a book too, bruv. But we're not going to include that. This a booklet. But you get my point, bruv. Cruel as the Grave. And that other book made me think of it. Look at that cameo, bruv. It's Cruel as a Grave, a novel by Mrs. Emma D. E. N. Southworth. Hearst and Company, publisher. What year? 1920s? I don't know, bruv. I can't get the page to separate. This is what you call a frontispiece right here. And that's why I am Bobby Frontispiece. I think the first page is the front fly is here, the frontispiece. But I don't think. No, it's not in there, bruv. Anyways, it's a pretty cool book. Well, at least a cool title. The book itself, not so cool, bruv. Let's read a little bit. At her head sat Sybil, looking very pale and shedding silent tears. At her feet sat Miss Tabby, whimpering and muttering. Within the little nursery beyond the chamber, the Scotch girl sat crying and sobbing. Lion Banez softly approached the bed and whispered to Sybil, "Dearest, come out, I wish to speak to you." She silently arose and followed him. He was silent until they had reached their own room. "Sit down, Sybil," he then said, as calmly as he could force himself to speak. She sank into a seat and looked at him inquiringly, but fearlessly. He stood before her, unable to proceed. It was terrible to him to witness her utter unconsciousness of her own position. More terrible still, to be obliged to arouse her from it. She continued to regard him with curiosity, but without anxiety, waiting silently for what he should say to her. "Sybil," he said at length, as soon as he was able to speak. "Sybil, you are a brave and strong spirit. You can meet a sudden calamity without sinking under it, bruv." "What is it?" inquired his wife in a low tone. "Sybil, dearest Sybil, there is no time to break the bad news to you. Brace yourself to hear it abruptly." "Yes, tell me. Sybil, listen and comprehend, bruv. The circumstances that surround this mysterious murder are of a character to compromise you so seriously that you may only find safety in immediate flight." "Me? Flight?" explained Mrs. Berners, dilating her dark eyes in amazement. Mr. Berners groaned in the spirit as he replied, "Yes, Sybil, you." "Oh, my dearest attendant, understand and be strong. Sybil, here. The quarrels you were known to have had with this poor woman, the threats you used on that occasion." "The threats? The dagger in your..." "What? She's carrying the dagger, bruv. The blood on your wrist, and above all the words of dying woman charging you with her death. All these form a chain of this This is evidence, bruv. This is in the chain of circumstances. And even direct evidence that will... Yeah, there you go, bruv. You said it. Burst forth lion. Maybe this book is good, bruv. Sing Sing by Warden Lewis Laws. Not Lars, Laws. 20,000 Years in Sing Sing, the author. This is from 1933. This just shows you about Sing Sing. He's the jailer, bruv. We'll skip the words because you don't know about words, bruv. History of Sing Sing. We'll just show you pictures. I will be selling this. How many pages is that? Maybe I should look at that modern cell. That's cute. This guy's got fucking headphones on. What is that? He does have headphones. Or is that a stethoscope? What's this guy wearing? He's got Beats on. I knew they had fucking Walkmans. Football at Sing Sing. Look at that library, bruv. It's not a very good one, honestly. Alright, I'm selling that for $20, bruv. Chilito's Polonia. It's about Polacks in Chilito. I bet you I got some relatives there, bruv. Located on the western edge of Lake Erie and in the mouth. Alright, bruv, you know what Polacks are in Chilito. Waiting for the Morning Train, American Boyhood. I believe this is about a town in Michigan. And Bruce Catton was the man. Maybe I'm wrong. Look at him. He's got to be dead. It's published by Wayne State, so we'll see where it was from. In the Morning at the Junction. Maybe he was born in Wayne Junction, buddy. I'm going to say Northern Michigan. Northern Michigan had been above all lumber country. I have often been asked which of my father's books I like best. Arthur Rodzinski, conductor of the Cleveland Orchestra in my youth, provided me long ago with a fine answer to that question. Asked which of the 4 Brahms symphony was his favorite, Rodzinski smiled and said, whichever one I am conducting at the time. So with my reaction to Dad's books, I have read and reread them all. And the volume I'm with at the moment is always the best one, bruv. But my abiding favorite on balance is Waiting for the Morning Train. I think in some ways it was his favorite too. The idea originated with one of his editors, and once embarked, Dad found it a labor of love. He wrote it later in life, shortly after Mother died, and well after completing the bulk of his Civil War writing. I'm sure he regarded it as his swan song, having had to, by age 70, several intimations of mortality. Rather to his surprise, bruv, he survived in fairly good health for 6 more years, time enough to write another book, collaborate on yet another, and publish several more essays. Anyway, Morning Train pleased him almost as much as it charmed the rest of us, even though it got relatively little attention outside of Michigan. He remarked once that if the book had been set in, say, New England, or jolly old England, or in the right part of the upstate New York, Eastern Reviewers and readers, whoa, bruv, we can't go that way, would have been all over it, but Northern Michigan was too remote. There's our answer. It's Northern Michigan, bruv. Speaking of Northern Michigan, this man spent some time there. Look at that fucking turtleneck. Kind of looks like Dave Portnoy, too, doesn't he? Older Dave Portnoy. A Hemingway Odyssey includes Hemingway's 1924 short story Big Two-Hearted River. This book will please and enlighten those of us who enjoy a good informative read. Hemingway, Pauline, and baby Patrick came back to Key West in November 28. If any single event could be considered as marking the emergence of the Papa myth in Key West, it would have to be the delivery of blah, blah, blah. I'm getting quite a little collection of Hemingway books now, bruv. I think I have 2 full shelves, bruv. That's good, then. Sport and the British, My Peoples, A Modern History, Oxford Studies in Social Histories. What sport do you want? Living in the City. This is a lively and deeply researched history of British sport since 1800, the first of its kind. It goes beyond a few great names and moments to explain how sport has changed and in what has meant to ordinary people. Now, this book is a real doozy, bruv. 10 Days in a Madhouse. The original 1887 edition, Nellie Bly's experience on Blackwell's Island. Now, mind you, bruv, Nellie Bly, I believe she went there as a social critic, and she spent 10 days in the madhouse. She wasn't crazy, bruv. The idea was crazy as a fox, but she wasn't crazy, I don't believe. And she went there to see what was going on inside the walls, and it was terrifying. But we'll see if I'm right, bruv. 10 Days in a Madhouse is a book by American journalist Nellie Bly. It was initially published as a series of articles for the New York World. Bly later compiled the articles into a book being published by Ian Munro. The book was based on articles written while Bly was on an undercover assignment for the New York World, feigning insanity at a women's boarding house so as to be involuntarily committed to an insane asylum. She then investigated the reports of brutality and neglect at the women's lunatic asylum on Blackwood. Wouldn't it have been great, bruv, if she was committed and never got out? Now that would have been a story in itself, bruv. But she didn't. Uncle Wiggily's Adventures by Howard Garris. I don't know if it's supposed to have that Corona in there. I think that's from a hot coffee cup. Uncle Wiggily and the Black Crow. Then he happened to think of the bottle of toothache medicine that he held in his hand, and taking out the cork, he dropped the bottle, medicine and all, right into the open mouth of the alligator, who was again up on his tail. And the alligator thought it was Uncle Wiggily. He fallen into his jaws, and he shut them quickly like a steel trap and chewed on that bottle of hot toothache drops before he knew what it was. Well, you can just imagine what happened, bruv. The medicine was as hot as pepper, and mustard, and vinegar, and cloves, and horseradish all made into one. My, how it burned that alligator's mouth. Oh my, I'm shot, I'm poisoned, I'm bitten by a mosquito, I'm stabbed, I'm all scrambled up, cried the alligator. Water, water, quick, I must have water. Then he gave a big jump, bruv, and with his kinkery, scalery tail, he leaped into a big puddle of water and went away down and under out of sight to cool his mouth. Oh, now is my chance. If I could only get down out of the tree, exclaimed Uncle Wiggily. But with my rheumatism, this motherfucker's got rheumatism, bud. I'm afraid I'll fail. Oh dear, what shall I do? Don't be afraid, I'll help you. Motor City Mafia. A century of organized crime in Detroit. Motor City Mafia, century of organized crime in Detroit. This is weird. I keep finding mafia books. They're all the old. Oh, that's old school, buddy. This guy's a fucking American badass. Who is that? Notorious Detroit gangland figure and mega bookmarker David Feldman. He was the Poiple gang. This fucking fro. Yeah, bro, that's the third one in like a week. Detroit beer. I believe I already have this book, but since I don't know where the fuck it is. Holy shit, this is about actual history of beer too. I thought it was like places where you could get. Look at that. Bock beer. Is that Griffin Claw? It is Griffin Claw, buddy. Is that Ron Jeffries? No. He's not in Detroit anyway. I wonder if he's mentioned though. Yeah, he is. Ron Jeffries, 72, buddy. See what Ron's got to say. Charlie Pumpkin Pizzeria. So it is kind of a history and a local look-see at the current brewers, whenever the time was. This book I thought I have before, and now I do have it. Nicky McWhirter, displaying everything anybody wants to know. Most of these free press columnists from the 60s and 70s were blah. But, whatever, still history. And they mention a few interesting tidbits here and there. This guy, I haven't ascertained where he's from, but I assume it's from Detroit and Plymouth, Steve Varish. Up till now, I thought for a moment, then calmly replied, as the boss, you can give everyone more money without hurting my feelings. With that, he banged his fist on the desk and ordered me back to work, then muttered an oath under his breath as I walked out of the office. Terrible font, bruv. The weird part was, I believe, in the beginning of the book, he says he came from Forrester. Could be wrong, bruv. I was born in Forrester. Doesn't say that, bruv. Well, one of these books I recently had purchased and put over here says something like, oh, there's Ann Arbor Trail. That must be in Ann Arbor. I thought there was a part where he said I was born in Forrester. Anyways, Forresters were Gundella was obsessed with. After leaving a job with the Millard Horn Company in Plymouth, my father picked up our belongings and moved us from Detroit, where I was born on... Nah, I guess he wasn't. Shows you how much I know. These books, bruv, they're all part of the Dell Pocket series. I've got quite a few of these books now. Basically 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. They sell them right at the checkout. The little checkout thing, and you look while you're standing there waiting to put your order on the conveyor belt, and you look at these little bullshit books, and you find stuff like CB handles, how to lose weight, dogs, horoscopes. Anyway, I love these books, bruv. I've got about 20 of them. The Bermuda Triangle by Addie Kent Thomas Jeffries. My fucking name's this guy, God. The Bermuda Triangle is a sunny place with beautiful lime green water where ships and planes vanish without a trace. Ever since Columbus's crew on their first voyage to the New World saw a fireball in the sky above Bermuda's waters, the triangle has been a scene of unexplained disaster. Here, Spanish galleons sank never to be recovered. Here, the daughter of Aaron Burr sailed away on a fast packet to nowhere. I did not know that. That's an interesting story, buddy. Aaron Burr, of course, killed that communist Alexander Hamilton. Of course, people claim that Alexander Hamilton was black, too, and that our first 6 presidents were black. But yeah, the rabbit hole of so-called conspiracy theories goes forever back, bruv. We ain't got enough time. How anybody could ever be bored, bruv. Speaking of conspiracies, America's Retreat from Victory, the story of George Catlett Marshall by Joseph McCarthy. Yes, that Joseph McCarthy. Uncle Joe, who told you that the communists were in our government. And now, bruv, not only are they in our government, but you have man chicks who went to Ukraine and are now serving as advisors to the military. A man chick with no political experience. It's obviously a CIA plant, bruv. But we won't talk about the the communists and the Nazis that are in control, bruv. We'll just say everybody we don't like's a Nazi, bruv. The truth is, bruv, they're all Nazis. Because they all believe in this organic theory of state, bruv. Myself, I don't. Why I Wake Early. New poems by Mary Oliver. Mary, quite contrary to what you think about her, and her pretty horrible poetry, she sells well, bruv. She's like a Maya Angelou of decent poets. And her books sell in the $5 to $10 range, so I usually pick them up because I plan on eventually selling them. I've sold a few books this week, bruv. These books I also sell. My child used to love these, and I used to buy them at the big bookstore down in Knoxville, bruv. Look at the kitten. Kitten. Now my child she probably sold these. She, thee, they, them, he, her. Exclusive manga adventure inside. What? I know sometimes the back cover. Maybe that's where the manga thing started. No, I think it started with Pokemon. Anyway. Warrior series, bruv. I have tons of these. The Holmes at the Movie. Sherlock, the screen career of Sherlock Holmes. David Stewart Davies. I think this thing's going to shut off at 30 minutes, so I got to get moving, bruv. Pablo Neruda, Passions and Impressions. If you don't know who Neruda is, you aren't really missing nothing, bruv. Hemingway, A Life Without Consequences. James R. Mello. He's very mellow, bruv. Book's not in great shape. It's kind of yellowing, but whatever. Now this one's really interesting. Heavenly Lights, The Apparitions of Fatima and the UFO Phenomena. I've recently started including Fatima and the, whatever they're called, the Visions of Mary, where people see them. You know, I never finished these books over here, bro, from last week. I might have to do 2 videos. But yeah, now they're making a connection between UFOs and the apparitions of Fatima. Bitter Brew, The Rise and Fall of Anheuser-Busch and America's Kings of Beers. You all know about that. Grand Hotel in fucking Mackinac. And Who Never Sang to Me, my song for him, Who Never Sang to Me, by Merritt Malloy, who is a writer. I think she's an actress too. Anyways, the only reason why I picked this book up was because Ward Ritchie was a friend of Robinson Jeffers. And so I looked this up, and this book's actually worth some money. Poverty, You Knew My Name, You Knew My Face So Well. Let's see if I can get some of these other books in there, bruv. I don't think I can. The logistics of moving everything. I just want to get them in there. Oh shit, bruv. They're going to collapse, bruv. No, bruv. Bruv, don't collapse. We're going to get this in. We might get this in. The West End Horror, national bestseller. Steve Allen, The Talk Show Murders. Mole Hunt, How the Search for a Phantom Trader Shattered the CIA. The Flying Scotsman, Quinn Fawcett, authorized by Dame Jean Conan Doyle. Why the fuck did I... Oh, that is him. Holmes. The Ghost of Williamsburg. And British dramatists. No, I lost the battery, bruv. Also, Clipper Ships. I don't know if I put this in the last one, bruv, but I'm running out of time, so I gotta go. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye.